Muy buenas tardes, mi nombre es Caitlin Harkin y el día de hoy voy a estar presentando mi microclase. So let's get to it. So, hello class. As you may know, we have been talking about colors this entire week, and today is not the exception. Today, we're gonna go ahead and talk about color idioms, and we're gonna go ahead and discover what colors express. We have learned that colors help us express our feelings and emotions. And actually, colors are associated with a lot of emotions. So remember that warm colors like red and yellow express warm emotions, and cold colors like blue and green express more like peaceful type of emotions. With this being said, now we're gonna do a little activity. We're gonna do a brainstorm that will have 6 questions. Okay, so here are the question, and the first question is, can you name all the colors of the rainbow? Remember, the rainbow does have 7 colors. Second question is, what colors do you tend to wear and why? And what colors will you never wear and why not? Third question is, what significance do the following colors have in your country? Black, white, green, blue, pink, and red. Fourth question is, do any other colors have a special significance in your country? Let's see question number 5. Question number 5 says, what do the colors of your national flag represent? And last but not least, we have question number 6. In your opinion, what are the most and least appealing colors? And to be honest, I don't like yellow very much. So let's hear your answers. All of your answers were pretty lovely, but now let's move on to our next activity that is going to be a reading. Okay, please open up your books, and if you don't have a book, don't worry about it. We're gonna go ahead and get to it. So, guys, our reading is gonna be called Color Me Pink. As I mentioned before, for the ones that does not have the book, you can actually scan this QR code that you see on your screen right now. But if you're not able to scan the QR code with your cell phone or tablet, you will have a link below that will guide you to the audio and also to the PDF file of the reading, okay? So now we're gonna go ahead and learn more about emotions and colors and what is colorgenics. Now that we know more about colorgenics and how colors has influence in every aspect in our lives, not only in how we dress, also in the rooms that we are, we're gonna do a little reading comprehension, okay? Class, the dynamic is gonna be the same. So if you can scan the QR code, I will have a link below, and also the link will be on the chat of the video. So you can go ahead and go to Padlet. As soon as you open Padlet, you will see 2 questions. The first question will set what do you like or dislike about the way colors are used in your environment. Example, it will be on your house, in your classroom, and if you would change them. The second question will be, how those colors affect your appetite? And what colors increase your appetite and which ones reduce your appetite? So basically, what do you think about green food? Does it makes you want to eat that? Or what about something blue? Would you eat something blue? So you will have 5 minutes to answer the questions. The answers doesn't have to be that long, okay? Take your time. Gonna lie, all your answers really did kill me. There were some interesting answers right in there about which kind of food you wouldn't eat. I mean, I get it. But now let's get to the main point. So, we're gonna go ahead and talk about color idioms. Now that I mentioned idioms, you may have been thinking, what are idioms? And actually, it's very simple. Idioms are short phrases. They are never that long, okay? And they are phrases that actually does not mean what they literally says. And you may be thinking like, what does that even mean? So let me give you an example. Have you ever heard about the phrase "it's raining cats and dogs"? I mean, if you think about it, there's no way that cats and dogs will be falling out of the sky. So that is a phrase that doesn't have any sense to some people. But actually, what it means is that it is raining heavily. So, an idiom is a phrase that does not mean what it literally says. And why do we use idioms? Actually, we use idioms to add color and express an expression to the language when we are writing or when we are speaking. Okay, we use them to convey emotions, humors, and cultural reference when we are communicating with other people. So for you guys to know more about idioms, I will show you a short video about it. Okay.
I asked my parents for an iPad and they said no way, it's too expensive, so I asked how much I'd have to pay. They said an arm and a leg and I was pretty bummed. That is until I learned that that was just an idiom. An idiom is a phrase that doesn't make much sense unless you heard it before and you knew what it meant. The words themselves could be used in a different way than what the person means when they use the phrase. Saying you missed the boat, that's an idiom. Kill two birds with one stone, that's an idiom. Saying give it a shot, that's an idiom. Bull in a china shop, that's an idiom. When someone has cold feet, what does that really mean? That they lost their shoes and their feet will freeze? These are cold feet of a different kind. It means that they got nervous and they changed their mind. If we're in the same boat, we don't have to be at sea. It just means you're in the same situation as me. It's raining cats and dogs is something one might say, but all it really means is that there's lots of rain. That's a piece of cake, that's an idiom. I'm drawing a blade, that's an idiom. Cat's out of the bag, that's an idiom. We're gonna have a blast, that's an idiom.
So, why would someone use an idiom?
Well, idioms make what you say or write sound more interesting.
Do you mean instead of saying, I'm excited, I could say, I'm over the moon? And that sounds more interesting, right?
Exactly. You hit the nail on the head.
Let's play it by ear, that's an idiom. Crocodile tear, that's an idiom. It came out of the blue, that's an idiom. Have your cake and eat it too, that's an idiom. Barking up the wrong tree, that's an idiom. By the skin of your teeth, that's an idiom. We gotta break the ice, that's an idiom. Got bigger fish to fry, that's an idiom.
Did you guys like the video? It was pretty fun, right? Well, now we're gonna go ahead and talk about some color idioms, okay? The ones that you see on the video are the most common ones that you can actually use in real conversations. But the ones that we actually are focusing on right now, since we're talking about colors this week, it is color idioms, okay? So you will have, as you can see on the screen, you have three photos. And then these three pictures, we have different actual idioms, what they're meaning, and with examples in sentences, okay? So let's mention one of them, some of them. We have actually golden opportunity, that basically it is the perfect chance, like that opportunity that only appears once in a lifetime. We have born with a silver spoon in one's mouth. That is referring to someone that is rich or has become rich. Okay, we have once in a blue moon. That actually refers that something that happens very very rarely. We have in the dark, that when you are unaware of something, like for example, um, she is in the dark about the new price of the book. Like she doesn't know what is going to be the new price of the book. We also have green with envy, that we can use to refer when someone is actually very jealous. Now that have we finished discussing the list of color idioms, we're gonna do a little activity in which you will identify these idioms. So let's go ahead and open Quizizz, okay? Quizizz, if you haven't opened Quizizz yet, on my other screen, I see some of you already on the Quizizz activity. But if you haven't, in the box chat right now, you will have the link to the Quizizz activity, okay? I see like the majority of you guys already started quizzes. You will have 10 questions to 10 of the color idioms that we have just learned about, and you will have to identify them, okay? Good luck. I see that you guys competed on the quizzes to see who was the winner of the game. That's actually pretty fun. But now let's gonna go ahead and review all the material that have we have been talking about. So basically, we have learned a lot about color idioms and what they have represent in their meaning, and also we have seen that colors represent emotions, and also the colors that are around us affect our emotions, and also the way that we dress and the colors that we choose for that day is basically how we feel. Okay, with this now, with this knowledge that now we have, we're gonna go ahead and test our knowledge. Okay, our final assessment is going to be really quick. The only thing that you will need to do is to scan the QR code that is displayed right now on the screen, and that will send you to a Microsoft form that will be about the reading and the list of idioms that you just have learned today. Now we have made it to the end of the class. You guys have made it, and I hope that you have enjoyed this class about colors and color idioms. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.